to believe the truth.
Yeah, and then you have to do your own research for that. And right now,
No, the fact of the matter is, that's such a simple question.
oh no,
You're, with all due respect, it's like,
yeah. But also, I know 100% I'm not even the person to be asking that question.
no, but you describe yourself as a Christian. I
Yeah.
appreciate that you mentioned you're a bit distant from it currently, but you still like chest out, I'm a Christian.
Yeah,
So,
barely
what,
chest out. To be honest.
really chest out, yeah.
Because even within the church in Christianity, I've been to many different churches. I grew up in Ireland, so I was around like heavily Catholic people, and then obviously I've been to a lot of churches here, whether it's straight Catholic, whether it's straight Christian, whether it's what's the other one, evangelist or whatever,
Yeah.
English, Roman. I don't think I've ever been to that one. I'll be
Roman,
honest.
yeah.
But every priest is different in itself, and that for me is like,
Red flag.
yeah. Like you have to do your own reading, you have to do your own interpreting, you do have to listen to people, and you have to take in opinions and whatnot. But it's hard to ask one person. Like you could ask a million people, and I feel like everyone would have their own answer, but it should all point towards the same thing. If that makes sense.
I would say the answer is simple. I would say the answer has been articulated by the creator of the heavens and the earth.
Yeah.
And I would say it coincides with the true teachings of Jesus Christ, peace be upon him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Jesus Christ
No
never.
matter how you translate it, no, it's
Yeah.
always the same. That's
Yeah. So Jesus Christ never claimed to be God. So if what you believe comes from Jesus Christ, then believe that Jesus Christ never claimed it.
Wait, see me? I'll give you a scientific reason, and then I'll give you what it says in the Bible. Then I'll give you a scientific reason. Like I need to do a lot of my own research.
Okay.
But I have to get going because I have.
Can I give you a free translation of the Quran?
Sure, why not? I'm open to reading all sorts.
This Quran is objectively verifiable that it's been perfectly preserved. There's no errors in it, there's no mistakes in it. It talks about subjects like an expert because Allah, the creator of the heavens and earth, is an expert. Yeah. How do you feel about that? That this?
As I said, I'm open to all sorts. Like I'm someone that has respect for all the books, all the gods, and I might not, through my misunderstandings, it might then be, like you said, blasphemy, a sort of disrespect to his own self. But like I said, I'm open to reading. As you know, so I might read this and be like, well, this is what I've been saying. Because that tends to happen a lot.
Before you go, I feel it would be injustice if I don't give you a quick definition of Allah. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I went to Hermitage and Wapping. I've had a lot of Muslim friends all growing up, and I still have a lot of neighbours that I'm very...
The problem with Muslims and possibly entire hamlets is we don't take the responsibility of portraying Islam to our neighbours seriously.
See, that's the thing. I think I've been lucky, and like I said, like one of my neighbours, he helps a lot with my dad because he gets ill a lot. So we have a very close connection, and we talk the way me and you talk, and I answer any questions he has about things, and he answers all my type of questions. And again, it's very. He doesn't waver. He's very, this is what it is and this is why, and so I do feel like I have quite a nice kind of understanding, but again, like you can always I don't have as much as to say, oh yeah, this is da-da-da, and this, like I know a lot of them, like the Bible for example and the Quran, they overlap a lot, stories and stuff that overlap, and prophets and whatnot.
We share the prophets,
So yeah, stuff like that I mostly know about, but not my haram music's playing right now.
It's calm. All right. Quran, chapter 112, there's a 4-line definition that says, say Allah is uniquely one. Do you agree with that? Allah is uniquely one.
Yeah, he's his own guy,
Yeah? No, as in, there's not multiple gods, there's only one God.
That I don't know. Like in my head generally, there's a whole table up there, and they just be laughing at this. But I think they're generally up there at a big table, all the gods, and they're just laughing like they're really still arguing.
Damn, I really wanna.
I know you know what needs to be said, and I know you've met people with the similar.
Yeah, I wanna have this convo, but I'm just gonna very quickly say that the Quran responds to that and saying that look, if there was multiple gods, you wouldn't have such perfection. They would be arguing amongst themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm not gonna unpack that too deep.
Arguing is such a human thing.
Huh?
Like I feel like arguing is a human thing.
No, but then if there's multiple gods, then there's different gods. So then there's a difference in them. So then you see a difference would
But
arise.
don't you find like there's no religion that I know of that says like, oh yeah, treat people like crap, kill. Like I feel like they all have the same type of respect your neighbor.
All of the major religions have a fundamental root.
Yeah.
So the all root from, I would say, the truth.
Yeah.
But what ends up happening is they diverge and go into falsehood, and man-made elements go into it.
And a man-made, and then so all I'm saying is at the table, there's nothing man-made. That's the pure form of everything that was ever
That's my point. So
formed and written. Like I know it's impossible, and it's like there's no like teachings or
it contradicts.
Ooh,
yeah.
Like I went to university and I was the worst when it came to submitting references. I would say, BBC Bite Size is where I got that from.
Wikipedia.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean.
So I know like it has, like there is writings and there's writings for a reason, and they've been.
Yeah. No, and it's interesting that you've kind of deconstructed your own argument by saying that what I believe is not backed up in anything.
Oh yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But I'm giving like the argument the Quran makes that look, even arguing maybe my translation is incorrect. Not maybe, it is incorrect. Like there'll be disagreements amongst them.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So,
Like
and
it
plus,
just wouldn't be possible.
no, because then it's like there would have to be a hierarchy. So it's like, are they all uncreated? Is one more superior?
Yeah. And then you're like, where did they come from? Who created who?
Exactly.
And then I have like the Big Bang, bro.
Yeah. But then what caused the Big Bang?
No idea.
You know what I mean? So the Quran says, say Allah is.
Arguments, and that's why I can back up both points, because I play devil's advocate with myself in every way. So it's like my whole. That's why I've always been like, well, there's like my belief in everything's like Schrodinger's cat. You know, like where it's like it could be this, it could be that, it could be this, because I always.
I was going to make that point, and the fact of the matter is, you haven't grounded yourself. Yeah. It's nice to challenge and stuff like that, but yeah, I'm going to ask a question, yeah, but ask the question till you're satisfied. But don't just ask the question for the sake of asking the question.
No,
Do you know what I mean? No, you do you. If you want to, you can. But I'm saying that it leads nowhere.
This life, trust me.
It leads nowhere. So I'm like, look, ask the question, be satisfied. Don't stop asking the question until you are satisfied. Think what your criteria to be satisfied is. So I'm like, look, we need to base it. We need to have a strong foundation. We need to set a foundation. So in Islam, Allah is uniquely one. Yeah. He's self-sustaining, eternal. Do you agree with that?
Yeah. I think what does that even mean? Self-sustaining.
Self-sustaining as in Allah doesn't need anything from anyone. Allah is independent and eternal, like always there. Yeah. He does not beget nor is he begotten.
He does not.
Beget nor is he begotten. He wasn't born. He wasn't created.
Yeah.
Nor does he have offsprings.
Yeah.
And there's nothing equal or comparable to him. Yeah. So, very simply put, we as Muslims worship the Creator, not the creation. Yeah. But I just want to quickly touch on one point. Do you genuinely believe there's multiple gods?
Yeah. I don't know why that is the one thing that I'm like, well, yeah. But I think it's my brain trying to find common ground for everyone. Because at the end of the day...
No, there's a difference between believing in multiple gods and multiple beliefs in gods is correct. Because...
Okay, yeah.
So now, there's a contradiction between modern day Christianity's belief in God with the Trinity and Islam's concept of God.
Okay. Yeah.
So these are two contradictions, gods, which you can't have in a round table.
Yeah, that's
Does that make sense? And even Hinduism,
yeah.
like their concept of God doesn't coincide and completely contradicts and is logically implausible. Same with Christianity in regards to the kind of pure monotheistic understanding and definition of God. Does that make sense? Because we don't have any contradictions. It's not Allah is all knowing, Allah is all powerful. Yeah, there's moments in the Bible where Jesus Christ, which Christians argue is God, yeah, and the Bible doesn't make the argument, doesn't know when the hour is.
Oh yeah.
Does it make sense?
Yeah.
He's hungry. Like God doesn't need to eat.
Yeah.
And the Bible says God created the world in 7 days. and rest. No, in 6 days. Sorry, God created the world in 6 days.
Sorry. Which way is Whitechapel, please?
You can cut straight through the market if you want. You see that big building actually there with the smoke coming out the top? That's Whitechapel Hospital. Okay. So if you keep going straight through the market, cross the main road, and then keep going straight, you're passing the hospital, and that's Whitechapel right there.
Thanks, brilliant.
No worries,
I like that. Follow the smoke.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Never noticed that. Now I'm never gonna not be able to see that.
I grew up in around these sides. I'm like, yeah, that's where the helicopter lands.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. You don't look up enough, man. I
I
walk around
don't.
like this all the time.
No, like I said, I'm never gonna not be able to see that now. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, where was he? Yeah, so God created the world in 6 days and rested on the seventh. We don't have a concept that God needs to rest.
Yeah.
God-
But that's the thing as well. Like that's why I mean when I say like every preacher is different, every pastor is different. But then even the writing is like, y'all who wrote this and contradicted themselves when they was writing it. But then it's almost like I'd say, like you said, logic and everything. That's one thing that, like I said, I can't extend to a godly figure. So to me, we invent all of these logic and this doesn't make sense and that doesn't make sense. Whereas it just is. It just the same way like you believe it just is. Like in my head, it just everything is. It just is.
But
Like obviously, I draw the line at things like the Earth is not flat, bro. Like, and that's not even.
Why not though?
Because.
In fact, let's not open up that kind of words.
but
The moral of
also
the story
because
is,
a God gave someone the brain to go to space and be like, hey, look at that big circle, that big sphere.
at any point did I say it just is?
No, but.
What do you
I
mean?
feel
What do you mean by that?
So,
Elaborate
like,
on that.
everything translates to like so even like you said Allah has always been and always will be.
Yeah.
That translates to it just is
No.
just is like
Through
yesterday, today.
It just is. Allah is due to the fact that we need something that is independent. So he just really distracted me. There's too much going on there. In regards to justice, the universe isn't justice. The universe is created. The universe is created. Yeah. So you need something outside of the universe that's independent to create all these dependent things. You can't have a dependent thing making other more dependent things. Because you could, but then you need something that is independent to begin with, because the question arises, where did it come from? Does that make sense? So through a logical inference as well as the definition given in the Quran, which is a objectively verifiably true book, that's been preserved, then I'm like, it adds more weight to my argument. So it's not like it just is and that's why I believe it. It's because there's more reason. There's more reasoning for it, and then there's more compelling reasons when it comes to even the Prophet.
That's part of the reason, because I've only, like I said, I was raised Christian, so I was as like shown secondhand from being taken to church, and then obviously in school they give you like a little bit of each, like a small bit of information on each. But I think it comes down to just like I said, I haven't even I can't say I've sat there and read the entire Bible. So, and there's so many Christians that can say that, and the fact that I haven't done that, or the fact that I haven't read the Quran, or the fact that I haven't read any of these other writings, like that's part of the reason why I can't be like, oh yeah, I put my foot down and I know for sure, and that's why even as a Christian, it's almost like, I don't know, it's like I almost have too much respect for everyone. I'm like, well, I mean, if you believe in you and I believe in mine, then we're good.
Respect. You're a very polite person.
Yeah.
You're very polite.
Until you see me on Saturday,
What happens on Saturday?
Be outside Parliament, not so polite no more, but I'm polite in general. I'm very like
keep it peaceful. Keep it peaceful.
Oh yeah, 100%. No, we have to keep. We ain't this ain't just stop oil or nothing. We gotta keep.
You're a proper activist, yeah.
Like
Full on.
I'm here. Who me?
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up, and I think when I grew up and I was told about this is what global warming was, and I was like, oh, so how did you not fix it? And they're like, yeah, no, we haven't fixed it, and I'm like, So someone's got to be active. I'm like, what is the world? I'm 26 now. I learned about this when I was how old? And the same with what's happening in Palestine, and the same as what's happening in all these other countries around the world. Like, I've been blessed enough to travel a lot and know and experience a lot of things. So I'm very that's part of the reason as well. I'm quite respectful because I've been in a lot of people's area. I've been to Turkey. I've been to Poland. I was in Poland a lot of summers. And then obviously you go to parts of Ireland and it's straight Catholic, your aunt's dragging you to church, and then I have best friends that are Muslim, I've got best friends that don't agree with any faith. So it's very...
No, because because I forgot my point and then you're talking and I'm interested and then I remembered my point.
I've also got a lot of neurons. I've got autism, I've got ADHD, and then on top of that I'm also gay. So then even then it's like...
Really? With your pink hair? I wouldn't have guessed it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you hit that so well.
Christianity, like, really? I swear they don't... Yeah. So that's part of the reason again why my foot's not planted solidly.
Why gay? You're not lesbian?
Because I just say gay because I don't know. Labels are labels, man. Like, if I go through all of them, I was bisexual, then I was gay, then I thought I was straight again, I was bisexual. Like, we'll go back up. It's just, to me, it's a spectrum. There's too many.
So like
depends on
autism.
what you look. Yeah, exactly. I'm on too many spectrums over here.
That's weird because the thing is, like, normally I would have been able to pick up on these things, but I'm not picking up on it.
Masking.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm good at it.
No, girls with autism
exactly,
are
that
mask
is
it
not
well.
good.
They mask it
Any
well.
type of woman, I think, has learned how to, But I'm good. I like these type of conversations that make you think, and otherwise I wouldn't have these. I would say, like, I gotta go. I'm on my way to the IPO store. I need to get a new library card. So,
Is it open now?
It should be. I think it's open till 9.
Oh, is it?
so,
Damn.
yeah.
I like that. We got time. Don't worry, don't put your phone away. Let's not end this convo.
My family's waiting for me to get home and start cooking as well. I've just finished work, so.
What do you do? If you don't mind
I
asking.
babysit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I look after a 7 months old now. I started, he was 4 months. Now 7 months.
You enjoying it?
Yeah, I love it. I think kids they're amazing. Yeah.
I was gonna make a point. I remembered the point. I forgot the point. Now, then I remember, and now I've forgotten it
You
again.
lost it again.
I've lost it again. But
What's your conclusion?
it was such a good point. It was like a more. I just wanted to just drop on you, like blow your mind. But I just forgot now. What was he saying? Was it say concept of God?
Insisting together the writings.
I was saying something about you being polite. That's it. You're polite, you're friendly. Why are you not polite and friendly and loyal to the one that created you? You're being nice to the creation and you're neglecting the creator. Why?
It's more like it's there, but because I haven't, like you said, I don't go to church. I'm not a good Christian, as they would say. But then at the same time, there's things that, there's so many things that within Islam religions, I'm more like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Why don't we have that over in why is it even a debate? But then it gets to the point where life is just so fast and busy.
Okay, why don't you
So
become Muslim? Right now, just become Muslim.
Oh, that's long.
What's stopping you? Why?
Because I've already, like you said, I've given a level of loyalty to one God. So if I am going to now, I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm switching. I got to do big research.
No. The fact of the matter is, there's many things that you see in Islam that you agree with, and you're like, oh, what doesn't Christianity have this?
Because I haven't given it the full attention, because there was a
Is there
point when I was
anything in Islam that you disagree with?
I don't know. I haven't. I couldn't even tell you.
No, but then the answer is.
Pillars. It's been so long.
But the answer is no. So you don't have anything currently that you disagree with.
The answer isn't no, but the answer isn't yes. So that just leaves me.
No. If it's not no, then give me what you disagree with. So the answer, because you don't have anything now, you may have it because you have limited knowledge. But the answer is now no. There's nothing you disagree with. It's factually an accurate statement.
Yeah, but it's also.
Go on, let's hear it. What's your name, by the way?
Megan.
Megan, Ridwan. Go on, Megan.
it's also just like an unfinished experiment. Like, how are you going to be halfway through the experiment and like, oh, well, the evidence so far says...
Yeah, that exactly.
But
the evidence so far says...
But you haven't finished, you still have the rest of the book to read, so like, you can't cut the book halfway
No.
through, so, yeah.
But it's factually an accurate statement that currently, from all the experiment that's taken place thus far, there's no errors, there's no issues with it.
That one thing and it's an outlier.
Potentially, yeah, by the end. No.
Even like, even just things like, I don't know, it's a lot. It's a lot. But it's definitely something that I will be looking into, and obviously as I look through these.
Do you have any questions about Islam?
No.
Because you got that Muslim bro, innit?
Yeah, I got my neighbour, so
Yeah.
he feels me in. Whenever I have any questions, I literally knock on his door.
Can I quickly talk to you about... you know, in Islam, you can be gay or lesbian and still be a Muslim. Did you know that?
Yeah, I think so, because I've heard about a lot of like, kind of back before it was such a big thing, masculinity and femininity was less of gender and more like you could be a male and be feminine, and you could be feminine and you could be a female and you could be masculine.
I think that's a separate point. The fact of the matter is, we still see it as a sin.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Actually, yeah.
Actually?
I've just accepted that every religion, I haven't seen a religion yet that's like, y'all welcome over here.
No. But I'm saying you're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah. The fact of the matter is, I'm heterosexual, right? And me wanting or desiring women outside of marriage
It's still a sin in itself.
it's not a sin to desire it, acting upon that desire.
So you can desire it.
Yeah.
Y'all cheeky, man. That gotta be a sin too.
No.
You even ask women in relationships though, are you married, you got a girlfriend or...
No, married.
You married?
Yeah.
If you ask your wife, she said, nah, it's a sin.
No, but there's a difference. I think my wife's a bit more pragmatic, so she'll see it as...
And like, it's you, yeah.
The fact of the matter
Being
is...
a human is being a human.
Yeah. I ain't never gonna say
never gonna act
I'm
on it.
attractive. There's a woman that's more attractive than my wife. Attractive than my wife.
Yeah.
Never gonna catch me out on that one. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. But to even think it, I feel like that should also be along that.
Did I say I'm thinking it?
No, but
I'm not thinking that.
You said it's not a sin until you act on it, right?
I'm saying generically speaking, taking me out of the equation. Yeah.
No, we're all in the equation.
No, I'm out of the
Now.
equation, right? Because the reality of it is, look, God's created us with desires, yeah? And just because I have a desire, it doesn't make it lawful, yeah? Ironically, the Bible says that if you lust over a woman, it's as if you've committed adultery.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're not gonna be judged on your fault.
Your fault. Which, is
But in Christianity, it says that, look, you're...
Because there's sides of
some
where they're like, hey, your God is kind of really on you. Your God's not realistic. He gave you these thoughts and these things, these abilities, but then he's telling you, look, Adam and Eve, why did you give her the apple? Why did you put the apple in there then? Why you tested us?
That's another point, by the way. In Islam, we believe in Adam and Eve, but we don't put the earnest. We don't say that Eve was the perpetrator.
Yeah, I've heard that.
We say that, look, at the end of the day, there's a prayer that Adam made where he didn't say, God, forgive me. Said, oh God, for we've sinned, forgive us. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And he turned and he asked God for forgiveness. There's humility.
And that's part of the thing where I'm like, over the years, because Christianity and Catholicism...
Yeah, I can't pronounce it myself.
That's not a word. I don't think it's a word.
It's a word now. It's a word now.
So tied in with government over the years, from like years and years and years back. Christianity has been so tied in that the writings that you now read, you're like, was this written by one prime minister how many years ago, or is this actually what was in the Bible? And that's why I'm like, I'm shaky. So yeah, because these things of like,
sometimes
it
you
was Eve. I can see the prime ministers now being like, well, it was pretty, it was Suella, it was like the women are even in this day and age. The women are always going to be
a scapegoat.
Scapegoat, exactly. So So for you can read the parts of the Bible you're reading, like this was written by a straight white man.
Yeah.
You
I
can
hear
just
that. I hear that.
But then again, like you ask some black people, they have their own black Jesus. We don't even believe in the same Jesus as everyone else. We have our own black Jesus.
No, and really, like in Islam, we've got a description of Jesus, and he ain't no white man with blonde hair, blue eyes.
Even in the Bible, he didn't have description. People just
No, but in Islam, we've given him, he has a description.
yeah. But
and
in the Bible, his description it doesn't describe a white man. People read it and they wanted it to be. So if you say a man with woolly, I think they said he had woolly hair. Woolly hair is not straight white hair. It's the location and
yeah. It's more coinciding with the geographical location, the Islamic narrative, dark complexion.
Exactly, yeah.
You know what I mean? And but the point I was trying to make is, so if you accept that religion as a whole, major religions see it as something that's sinful, and that society accepts as something heterosexual desires, and doing it in the wrong way is sinful. I'm just trying to come to that common ground between myself and yourself. That look, at the end of the day, just because God's put limitations on you, God's put similar limitations on me. Does that make sense? There are some people who are like hyper sexual, and then they want multiple partners and so on and so forth.
Some people are out here wanting to kill. Like, there's, we all have our types of limitations within religion, but you have.
But then it's not necessarily a bad thing, because the one who created the heavens and the earth is the best to decide what limitations spawn there. And if you come with that humility, that, I want to act upon these desires. And the reality of it is, with all due respect, you went through stages where you're like, am I gay? Am I bisexual? Am I this? Am I that? And the journey isn't done yet. And I've seen some case studies where there were people who were full-on lesbos, with all due respect.
Completely switched.
And they were like hedonistic to the point that they were living with the female partner. And then they became Muslim, they looked into Islam, they became Muslim, and suddenly they were able to, they were no longer lesbian. Like, how does that work?
I think some people, I think with sexuality, there's almost your sexuality changing naturally. So like it was always meant to change, but then there's some people, I think they go through things and it makes them change. So like, it's not joke kind of that a lot of lesbians have mummy problems. So like, so the girls that are running around with these men and they got daddy issues, but then the girls are like girls and they got the mummy problems apparently. And so for some people, I think it genuinely is just them looking for a way to fill a hole. But so sorry about that. I'm so sorry.
I'm just scratching my eyes.
Just
scratching my eyes.
I need to go and eat and go to the library. This is what's happening. The mask is starting to get tired.
No, it's calm. I feel really guilty that I'm actually said I'm going to let you go and I'm continuing this conversation going. And
I think these kids might need a word or two though.
I'll do that after this convo. So I think look, have a clear parameter in regards to how you're going to judge what's right, what religion is right. Does it make sense? And and then I think look into, do your research, look into Christianity, do whatever you gotta do. And then I think what makes Islam really stand out, you can research Tawheed and look at them.
It's also the oldest religion, right?
If I'm going to be academically honest, I think people claim Hinduism is.
Okay.
However, my belief
history is so easy to rewrite. So just because it's academic doesn't mean anything these days. But
it depends on how you start your parameter, how you're measuring it. My argument is Islam was there from the time of Adam, peace be upon him. So it's not Islam came with the Prophet Muhammad. I believe Abraham was a Muslim, Jesus was a Muslim, Moses was a Muslim, and the Prophet Muhammad and all the prophets in between were Muslims. So it's not like it came with 1400 years ago. Islam was always there. Do you know what I mean? Just wrapping up now, because I'm trying to let you go. How do you feel about what I've discussed? And specifically, and I want to touch on the whole sexuality element of it, because I feel like with the pink hair is quite a defining matter,
Yeah.
and it's
But
important
for
to you.
saying that, I'm someone that also, so part of the reason why I cut my hair off was because I used to have really long curly hair and everyone was obsessed with my hair. And it's almost one of them things where it's like when you put on a headscarf and it's just you. Like there's no, oh look at her body, look at her hair, look at it. It's actually the person for who they are. So yeah, the hair is, to everyone they think, oh, like that's a loud and proud statement, but it's actually something that is like, it's personal to me in terms of like, oh, that's just how I was feeling. I actually asked the kid that I work for, I asked his older brother what hair colour I should do, and he was like, pink. So I've got pink hair now. But I am someone that's
There's
very,
many layers to you.
yeah, there's a lot of layers. Like this isn't like, this in itself is a mask.
Yeah. So I think you're putting people off the scent.
Yeah, I'd say so. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like.
But what scent are you trying to put them off? We're gonna go deep.
Don't look at me, don't chat to me.
Is it?
Yeah, I like to be, but also I guess if you need help.
Thank you. That was
I
very,
like
very
to,
honest.
like,
That's a very sincere response.
yeah, no, it's true.
You're keeping it real. You're keeping it real.
I also like to be someone that if you was walking and you felt like you had a problem, that you could turn like, oh, excuse me, like, so I still have a softer side to me, but I am very like my resting face might be like, don't talk to me, but then I used to be very tracksuits and like Air Forces and like hood up all the time, whereas now I'm like, no, look a little more, look like you're not trying to kill everyone, you're just, yeah, you're not happy to be here, but you're alright with it. So yeah.
I would say, how do you believe God is communicating to you?
Through my own thoughts, I'd say.
Through your own thoughts?
Yeah, so, but not completely. So like through thoughts that like sometimes, you know, like when you get a thought and it's just like, how did that even? Like, okay, fair enough, cool. Now that,
But isn't
and
that-
other like signs like?
Isn't that
signs,
subjective though? So right now, your
like, you could
thoughts.
just decide what thought is. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's based on emotions. So if you're angry, you're going to see different signs.
Oh yeah. But
make
then
sense?
I also think there's true feelings, like deep feelings of what is. So that you
Like
could
what?
be
Give me an
feeling,
example.
So that I get very angry. Like when I'm angry, I get angry. But then I'll
Find that hard to believe, but yeah, please continue. You're trying to show this fuggish side to you.
Yeah,
Now
no,
on Saturday, I'm like,
no,
nah.
I know.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
No. But then, so there's things that my brain, if it wanted to, it could just continue being angry and it could continue just plowing on as it wants to destructively. Whereas I think what stops me is, I believe, is good. Whether it's a thought of the repercussions or whether it's a thought of this isn't nice to that person, what you're doing, or there's another way to look at what's happening right now, you don't need to respond with anger. Like that type of thing, those controls, I think is the side of God showing himself, because I believe the human side, I could do what I want for no reason. And if it wouldn't feel bad, wouldn't feel, I think, and yeah, I don't know.
Hopefully, inshallah, this is where I'm going to wrap up the conversation. I think what you're saying is nice, but it's very subjective. And I think the creator of the heavens and earth will communicate to us in a more objective way. So that's why I gave you the Quran. Hopefully you read through it where it's like, look, it's got objective truths. Because it's like, you could say that, look, these are the feelings I have, and that's backed up from Islamic theology that, you've heard the term revert, right? It's not a convert to Islam, it's a revert to Islam. Yeah, because we believe everyone is born upon Islam. Everyone is born upon a natural inclination to good, a natural inclination to believe in one God. Yeah, but then society corrupts us. Do you know what I mean? And then sometimes it makes right wrong and wrong right. Yeah. So that guidance from Allah through the Quran, through the scripture, is what grounds us. So then it's less to do with like, oh, this feels right to me now, or I think this is right. This is going to have the least amount of repercussions and so on and so forth. But this is a lengthier conversation. You've already given me, we've gone from extra time to bonus time to golden time and so on and so forth. I sincerely appreciate all of your time. I can't shake your hands. Do you know why?
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, what was that? I actually watched something this morning, and it was like, it was this guy speaking, and he was like,
Muslim guy.
yeah. And he
Is
was saying,
it?
now
Why are you
we
watching
have-
Muslim guys for?
Listen,
What go on
you
there?
know the algorithm, because I think the algorithm thinks, oh yeah, you want to see Palestine so bad, huh?
Yeah.
So it's like instant, everything is Muslim now.
Who's that guy? Have you got it on your phone? I'm curious.
No, I don't
Might be on
remember
your history.
which app it was. It could
Oh.
be any of the apps. But he was basically saying the UK government are now thinking about, oh, we should take away handshakes in the workplace because some women might feel this way and that way. We've always been told not to shake hands, and we've always, like, as a man, I can't go and shake a woman's hand, and there's the. It's all just come. I'm so tired that it's gone out of my head now.
No, that's fine. I get you.
Yeah, I don't. That's why it was so funny to me. That I just went.
Because
I completely get
the
it.
Islamic position is, look, Allah created us. Allah knows best. Allah said put limits in regards to the interaction between men and women. It's like, yeah, okay. Culturally, in this country, it's fine. Let me shake your hands.
Yeah.
I'll go France. Let me kiss you on the cheeks. I'll go somewhere else. It's like this, that, and other.
Yeah.
And where do you draw the line? Islam says.
That's why they're saying now in the government that they're thinking of putting these things in, because it's like, where do they draw the line? But you guys have always had your line picked and set in the sand type stuff.
Yeah, and the line is, if I'm not related to you, if we're not in a marital contract, I have no right to touch you.
Yeah.
If it was you, if it's a Muslim woman or non-Muslim woman, regardless, it's like, no, there's reasoning for when we're allowed to touch and in what context. So thank you so much.
No,
We're here
very
every
cool.
Wednesdays, and to be continued.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Take
Anyway,
care.
I will be looking into it. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, appreciate it. Assalamu alaikum. Nah, I don't want to.